The studies that have been done that purport to show safety are, by and large, studies that are designed to fail. I would argue that the Children's Amalgam study is a series of studies designed to fail. For the most part, it's a 5 or in some cases 7-year look at what amalgam will do in a particular population of children. Children that are from Portugal who have diets that are high in mercury, albeit methylmercury, maybe not the ideal collection of kids to be the subjects of this study. My problem with the Children's Amalgam study is I would probably be the first to agree that in the context of dental amalgam fillings, we're probably looking in most cases at pathologies that take place over decades, not over years. And that's something that we as the American public aren't in touch with. We have trouble associating adverse events 20, 30, 40 years down the road from an exposure that takes place today. And I think that's what's been missing from this dialogue. These outcomes, we can take a snail neuron, Boyd can talk about this better than I, but I've read the paper a million times and seen the movie over and over again. We can take a snail neuron that's cultured and expose it to an extremely dilute measure of mercury and create what is, for all intents and purposes, a neurofibrillary tangle. Well, gee, what's that? That's one of the 2 diagnostic lesions we find in Alzheimer's brain. And the tubulin that creates or forms a sheath around that neuron is over 99% identical to the tubulin that we find on a human neuron. Unfortunately, we can't culture a human neuron because it's much smaller than a snail neuron. That's why they chose a snail. But we can create the same diagnostic lesion. Well, so what did FDA do with that? Well, they ignored it because it's an in vitro study. They've used all these ways to define away the studies that are most meaningful to this dialogue.